Today's legendary drawing review is going to be on another rainstorm, but I got it from the family friend page. So there's only one that I saw at Dollar Tree, and that's where I got all my energy drinks. But whoa, I think it was grapefruit and orange. It looks like, but whoa, it doesn't even matter now. I can still taste it. I'm gonna still feel it. It's gonna be one of these drinks, huh? Anyway, I'm not gonna get into, this, because some people don't watch all of the content, and some of them only watch the drink reviews, food reviews, and don't watch the gaming and whatnot, and that's okay. Not everybody's in the same things. But, I mean, when it comes to me, everybody likes what I do, so. Especially because I make it interesting, funny, and entertaining. But anyway, hope y'all enjoy. It's been your boy, Lord ZXi, or actually, I'm gonna change my name soon. Now, people might be asking, why do I change my name? Well, I've explained it already, and I'll say it one more time. TheHomieZach710, I thought was a name. And TheHomieZach's a nice name, but, when it comes down to it, and I realized, I actually should talk about that in a video. I should actually do that. I realized what it is, and I'll be talking about that in a video right after this. And it comes down to just, not everybody sees me as a homie. A lot of people don't like me for some reason. So, I wanted to, the people might like the name and stuff, but also, that's just the homie part. When it comes to the 710 part, that's when I don't like the most. That's the reason I changed the name. The first part, I don't care if people don't see me as the homie. I'm still their homie. But, and I might just, actually just put this footage into the next video, because I'm just, I want to be everybody's homie, but everybody has to find a reason not to be, and, that's their choice. I don't know why they choose to be emotional or whatever, but, that's just them, I guess. But as far as it goes, life's too good, Life's too great to be mad or emotional or stuck in their feelings about anything. But yeah, I'm going to cut that part off and just get this part right here for the drink review. So make sure to leave a like. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to do this next video. Hope you have a legendary grand day. It's been your boy, Zach, or ZXi. And I'll see you guys next time. You'll see my name later when I change it. But Lord ZXi is nice. I just don't want to offend freaking people. So, All right, I want to start this one off by saying, hope you have a legendary grand day. It's your boy, Lord ZXi, for now. Because, I really like the name Lord ZXi. I think that's the next name. But, all right, here's the but. I don't want to offend people, because some people just get upset about certain things, and they'll get mad and get, emotional over it. So I don't want to, and some religious people, well, I don't want to get people offended by the fact that part of my name is Lord. But there's a reason for that. So, if you don't like it, you don't have to. It's my name. I chose it. That's it. I mean, you got people in the hip-hop culture named Charlemagne the God, and then Lord Jamar, and that's just a couple. But that's just those people, right? But when it comes to me, the reason why I went with that name over Lord ZXi, or that makes no sense, over TheHomieZach710, I'll explain it to you guys. And I have a clip from my last video where I did a drink review on this that I will be putting here, because I was doing it while I was recording that last video, and I realized that there's a explanation. What's happening over there? And I want to explain it. The reason why is because, I'm everyone's homie no matter what. Whether they see me as a homie, whether they see me as just a friend, and not a best friend of all time like homie. Whether they see me as just, another person on this planet with them. But not the same way I see people when I see them as an acquaintance. Because a lot of people will have it mixed up and have their own type of explanation. And they're like, there's an acquaintance, and then there's the pest. And it's like, nobody cares about none of that. Nobody asks. That's why y'all don't have a fan base. So, yeah. But the reason I changed it from the TheHomieZach710, which I thought was a name, but too many people have associated my name with something that I just don't like. Some people like the greenery. Some people like the Mary Jane. Some people like the smokage-a-tokage. Some people like the marijuana. And, some people just like it. I'm not one of those people. I've never been one of those people. Since day one, I've never been one of those people. But have I smoked myself? Yes, by accident. Not on purpose. Who do I blame for that? Alright, fine. Princess Undead and X-Razor Wire. Fine. I'll blame them for that, because that's the reason I started. And really, I didn't want to start. If people knew, if people can remember, I remember, and the truth, I never said I wanted to smoke. I never wanted to smoke. I never wanted to drink. I never wanted to do anything. My best self, in my opinion, is sober, and just living life sober, because it's so enjoyable as it is. Why would you need or be addicted to something that changes this life when it's already good enough? You don't need none of that. It's not adding to none of that. leave that out and just, I don't know. I don't like any of that type of stuff, and there's only so much I can say on YouTube, so I'm not going to get fully into the whole, substance thing there. But as far as it is right now, I had to change it because everybody's being like, oh, oil, 017, backwards, upside down, and all that, and it's like, no, that's not what 710 means. 7, and this is what I explained. This is what not ZXi means. This is what freaking 710 means in the TheHomieZach710 name. This is the reason I changed it, and this is the explanation for it. The TheHomieZach, obviously self-explanatory, but the 710 combined is for 777 for good luck and everything else that it means, and then 10 is for perfection. I'm about to just swat this fly so fast, bro. Let's go. I'm a street fighter, yo ass. Come on. Yeah, now it's gone. So the TheHomieZach meaning on everyone's favorite homie, favorite best friend, favorite person, and that's me. That's why I call myself the homie. And I could have just went back to that name, but there's other people on this planet that's named Zach, same way spelt as mine, but they're not as much of a homie as I am. I have everyone's back. I'm there for everybody. But here's the thing though. That's the reason I added the 710 and came up with the idea, because 710 is keeping it different from if anybody else were to call themselves the TheHomieZach. I was the first person on PlayStation Network to name myself the TheHomieZach. Just that. Just by itself. The first person out of millions and millions of people to think of that name. So obviously it's right that that's one of my names, but some people don't see me as a homie, and I'll get into that later, as I already did a little bit. Now 710 though. 710, like I said, was 10 for perfection, 10 just obviously like overall, just whatever else it means. I googled it and did a little bit of research, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I want. It could have been 722, like my birthday. It could have been freaking, shoot, it could have been anything, man. And I just specifically chose 710 because I liked the definition and meaning of the name. And of course, that's the same thing for oil, for concentrated green, and I don't mean money, or Mary Jane, and like dabs is what it's called. Yeah. So, or wax. People kept relating it to that. They did back in 2020. No, I was X-Dailies actually. They did back in 2021. They did it in 2022. They did it in 2023. They did it maybe in 2024. I don't remember as much. But for like, at least like 2022, 2023, I've heard it. And then I heard it again this year. And I'm like, you know what? I can't have that no more. I don't want people associating this with this greatness of mine. This that I'm creating, legendary grand entertainment, and everything gold and destined for greatness, and everything legendary and grand about this. I don't want that related or associated with that. People can like it all they want. People can do whatever they want with the Mary Jane. But me, I don't have that. I don't want that. I'm not saying that I absolutely hate it and I dislike it and I don't want nobody to do it. We should burn it, get rid of it, and never have to see it again. What I'm saying is, for the people that like it, you could do it all you want. You can even do it and listen to my music. You can even do it and come to one of my shows. You can even do it and freaking, etc. Watch one of my movies. Watch one of my TV shows. Watch one of my series on YouTube. Watch one of my freaking videos. Watch anything. Or enjoy Legendary Grand Entertainment. But don't bring it over to Legendary Grand Entertainment. That is not something that I have related, associated, affiliated, or anything around Legendary Grand Entertainment. That is two separate things that belong in two separate places. Two separate categories. Completely two separate places. 100%. Because there's no way that I want to be related to that whatsoever. If you don't know what I'm talking about the Mary Jane. If you don't know what it is, just Google it, do the research real quick. And that's the reason why I just wanted to take out 710, but then I'm like, but then now I'm not that different anymore, and I want to be different. I want to be known as that homie Zach. I don't want to be known as another homie Zach. Because at some point, I'm sure there's going to be someone that's going to call himself the homie Zach, and I'm trying to figure out, like, how I can come up with a different way. Should I just take out the? What should I do? So I went back to my names, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just do ZXi from ZXinfinite, or I was originally going to do ZXinfinite, then I was going to do, okay, wait, how about Emperor ZXi? That sounds kind of cool. So I did that for a little bit, and I'm like, nah, you know what, let's go back a little bit, and Lord ZXi, there we go, because Lord of LGE, it all works out. So at the moment, I am Lord ZXi, but I don't know. I just don't know. I've been known as the TheHomieZach710 for like 2021, for like almost 5 years, half a decade. A lot of people knew me as the TheHomieZach710. So, having that name for as long as I did, like, part of me wants to go bring that name back, but not the 710, leave that behind, unfortunately, which is like the best. This is the best combination, but of course that can't work without someone relating it to something that I just don't like. So it's either I bring it back and change it, or I just bring a new name. And honestly, I don't know, man. I don't know. I like Lord ZXi, and, you know, another thing is, like, TheHomieZach710 is kind of a long name, and sometimes I make really long names, and I don't mean to, but it's just what it is, and I don't know, I can't say, like, Homie Lord Zach, or Lord Homie Zach, I don't know. I don't know. Like, ZXinfinite, the reason why I didn't go with that is because it was, some people don't even want to spell it. Like, infinite is too hard for some people, and they just don't even bother trying to spell that. But when you, like, think of the homie Zach, that's kind of easy, but, I mean, some people can't spell that as easy, and, you know, there's some people that, like, don't have that much time. So if they could look up KSI and they can find his channel, just like that, 3 letters, just for an example, I know a lot of people are going to be mad at that, and I'm going to hear spamming about that in the comments, but let's say that, for example, or freaking, you know, X Deadlies. It's kind of, like, long, but not really. Very easy to spell, but kind of weird and funky, but everything I come up with is unique anyways. But if you go to, like, Lord ZXi, that's LORDZXi. That is 7 freaking letters, my boy. So, like, let's be realistic. That is the easiest name that I've ever come up with. Sure, I've had, like, you know, so many names. From Epic Poke Trainer Z, to Lethal Deception, to Lethal Gamers, to freaking Twisted Nightmare, to X Deadlies, to Vape Deadlies, to this and that. And it's funny how the clan named Vape. It wasn't even my clan though, so yeah. Anyway, it's just the easiest name. And again, like, part of me wants to stay on Lord ZXi, but then another part, like, I kind of want to just do Homie's X somehow. But as much as my goal is to be the homie, a lot of people don't see me as that, I guess. And a lot of people don't see a lot of people that have good intentions and that are good and all that. You know, a lot of people don't like Michael Jackson, I guess, for example, or who else has a really good reputation. A lot of people don't like Weird Al, maybe. A lot of people don't like, I don't know. There's a lot of examples, man. There's a lot of examples. And a lot of people don't like The Rock. And I mean, for their own reasons, and more over time, since Black Adam. But, you know, personally, I enjoyed Black Adam and Peacemaker. But anyways, let's continue. Which would have been actually funny, because that's both DC. And John Cena and The Rock were in DC. How weird is that? Anyway, and Seth Rollins was in freaking Marvel. And then they took out his part for some reason. It didn't make sense to me. In my opinion, I think they replaced him with Giancarlo Esposito. And they replaced him in the roles. But, and whatever. The movie, I like Captain America Brave New World. I think it turned out good. I don't care about no reviews. Even though it was kind of short and it didn't feel like much happened. Like, there's only like 3 locations throughout the entire movie. Or 3 or 4. But, hey, I still liked it. I don't care. Even if it didn't really make sense. But, hey, I liked it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just comes down to, like, I want to hear from you guys, like, what I should do. Should I stay with the homie Zach and change it somehow? Should I go with Lord ZXi? Do you guys like that name better? Do you guys like homie Zach better? I don't know. I want to hear from you guys. I want you guys to discuss below. Let me know. Text me personally if you want. And I want to know, like, where you guys stand on, because, you know, again, a lot of people knew me as the homie ZXi710. For a little bit on Modern Warfare Triple I was ZXinfinite Fat. Very funny, by the way. And a couple of people called me Fat. Love that. And, you know, some people called me Infinite. And I like that. They didn't say ZX, which was fine, because they probably assumed it was just, like, a part of the gamer tag. Because people would put X in their gamer tag, or 2 X's, or, you know, it's just gamer talk, I guess. You know, gamer tags, usernames, all that. When people come up with them, sometimes they put X's and stuff. That's how I had X Deadlies, the X and X Deadlies. I got it from Jev, because his name was X Jev, and X ATK was his friend. And before X Deadlies, I actually had a gamer tag called XGTZK for a little bit during 2016. And yeah. But anyways, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll probably go back to the homie Zach. We'll see, guys. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do the homie and then my name. That's such a long name, though. I don't want to have it so long, so I don't know. I think it's going to be Lord ZXi for now until I come up with the alternative. So, that's what it is right now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hope you have a legendary grand day. It's been your boy, TheHomieZach, or Lord ZXi. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for 430 subscribers. Never hit this in years. I never thought I would hit it again. But this has been my milestone, and we're breaking records right now. So, I do thank you guys a lot. And, yeah. So, go check out my kill chain on Black Ops 6 that I just got. See you guys next time. And peace.